Welcome in, Mustangs fans. We are at the Temple Tournament. We just had a man shooting competition. We just finished watching. The 16 players started out. One of our shooters, James Davis, made it into round 2. Then didn't make it up to the round of 4. So he made it into the round of 8, didn't make it to the round of 4. Fun diversion between games. Got a much larger, much more packed gym today than we had yesterday. We have 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go before the tip-off of this, our third game. Interestingly, the team that we played in the first game, which was Vinemont Christian Academy. Vinemont went on to play Temple in an overtime game for the right to play in the championship. Vinemont was ahead in the fourth quarter, but Temple had to come from behind. They won it by 1 point in overtime. So the team that beat us was 1 point in the championship game. That bodes well for us moving forward. We hope to stay in this tournament. Actually, I think this tournament very well suits our school. We behave ourselves, don't get thrown out of the gym. Maybe we would get fortunate enough to get an invite back next year. I think that'd be great. See on the clock there in the upper right hand corner of your screen, we're 1 minute and 29 seconds to go. So we'll tip off. A little rotation of the gym here and show you the warming. Old Hayden's still a little sick there in the calf. James Davis already thinking about his game plan. It's kind of unusual when you don't know you're being live streamed, right? You probably shouldn't embarrass yourself on it. We get a pretty decent turnout. Number of fans have been there to see our game. There in the front row is Kylie Gomez and Olivia Gooch. So we got Gomez family, Gooch family. I saw Mr. Go. There he is right there in the center of your screen. Our assistant coach made it down for game day number 2. And I also saw the Davis families made it down, including Seth. It's a nice addition. So we're looking forward to seeing what we can do against the maroon team that's walking in front of your screen right now. The maroon and black. They are our opponent. I'm going to try to remember their name. I think it's Peachtree.
We sure do thank all of our teams for being here at our tournament this year. This is our first of our consolation rounds. Thankful for Peachtree coming up from the Atlanta area and United coming down from up in the Hartsville area. And so got a two-state rivalry going here. But thankful for all these. Let's start with a word of prayer and then we'll get playing some basketball. Father, thank you for your goodness to us. Thank you for the privilege of being able to host a tournament, be able to compete in Christian athletics. I pray that you bless both teams as they play, that you give them safety and help everything that we say today to be honoring and glorifying to yourself. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. The gentleman that's been hosting the tournament from Temple opened us up in a word of prayer, and our opponents are taking the court, as is our home team. Home team in white today. And will be listed as home on the scoreboard as well. Away team, Peachtree. I did feel like that was probably a Georgia name because they're the Peachtree State or the Peach State. And this is apparently a team from the Atlanta area. Peachtree. Opening shot by Jeremiah Gomez. Overextended shot ends up in the hands of Peachtree. Set up their offense. There's a nice little wall created there by Peachtree to give an outside look. The gentleman down there actually gets a really nice position on the ball in front of our defender, but ultimately was not able to convert the layup. And this is going to be an out-of-bounds attempt by Peachtree in the corner. Oh, Gooch comes in very nicely and slots that away. We do have some larger fellows on the bench, so don't let number 0 fool you, because he actually has some pretty good shooting abilities, especially, and runs their point. I saw him play yesterday. Nice pass by him into the inside there. And number 11 opens up the scoring 2-0. 8:50 to go in the first of our running clock quarters. Back to Jonathan. The problem with that particular call, when you catch the ball and you go to dribble, if you lift the foot off that was on the ground before you dribble, that's an automatic travel, even though only 1 foot came off the ground. It's best to have both feet established when you catch a pass, so that you can establish which one is your pivot foot. It's kind of hard to teach that. The kids have to kind of learn that through practice, but you can't lift the foot that's on the ground before the ball is being dribbled, or you will get a travel call. That's what happened to us in that corner. We move the ball around and come up with an empty shot. Does Peachtree. This is going to give Jeremiah Gomez a pretty nice look right near the basket. Jonathan found himself on the outside of the defender, unable to get the rebound. Peachtree comes down pretty quick, looking to try a fast break. The United Christian defense able to stop that. Number 0's testing the paint here. He goes right back up to the top, where number 1 gets a pretty open look. We got away with a little bit of contact there. We had some contact, could have been called a foul if the ref was so inclined, but it was not so. And we're moving down on our offensive possession. James is going to try his hand. We still are having some shooting woes here. It's been one of our worst shooting performances over a stretch of 3 games that I can remember in recent history. We didn't do very well when we came to this gym back before Christmas either. We had a similar problem. Had one of our worst shooting nights ever here. We're going to have to get used to this gym and make it our own. Haven't been able to do that yet. All right, Gabriel Dreger has his first foul of the game. He's coming out of the game with Holden subbing in. It's the first foul by any team. They go right into number 3, who's going to do a close range shot. Jonathan and Holden were both grabbing for the rebound. Ultimately, Jonathan comes up with it. They pass right back over to him, and they get a really nice look. By Matthew go to the center of that paint. I thought that would fall, but you're going to maintain our shooting woes. And Peachtree is going for nothing. Peachtree's going for nothing far away that I can see. Save maybe 1 shot. They seem to really like to get into the paint, test our area there, but our defense is stout enough. We've only allowed 2 points so far. Hope that maintains. James Davis is going to kick out to Jeremiah Gomez, who does get an open look, but short. Jonathan had it in his hands and certainly would have laid it up, but it got knocked out of his hands by a Peachtree player. And as it stands right now, we're going to get an inbound and a look by Matthew Goki. Pump fakes, goes in hard, probably gets fouled. It doesn't get called. That gets kicked out to James Davis, who's going to attempt a 3-point shot, and our woes continue. So we're getting looks, some of these even open looks, but we're not converting. This kind of thing doesn't pay off anymore. We still only have a 2-point game. Number 0, he goes high for a shot. Jonathan goes higher for the rebound. We're going to get another offensive look. Jeremiah Gomez in the corner, looking to see where he's going to kick it. Kicks it out to Matthew, who kicks it out to Jonathan Gooch, who goes in hard. Matthew's able to come up with a rebound, and that's a clear foul there. There's no doubt about that. Right in front of the referee. We're going to get 2 shots. It's number 3 for Red, his first foul, team's first foul, and we're going to get 2 shots from the stripe. We convert 1 of 2 there, Matthew does. We now have a 1-point game. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Peachtree actually may have walked, may have kept his foot down. Couldn't quite tell. We had 3 UCA players going for that rebound. Ultimately comes up in our possession. James Davis is going to check the outside. He kicks over to Jeremiah, who kicks back. So we're kind of moving the ball around. We're getting decent looks from the outside. We go over to we went around the corner twice. Nice passing by UCA. An attempt by Jeremiah Gomez to do a close range shot. Doesn't fail. Number 0 was hard in. Gets back. I told you, don't let his size fool you. He's got the heart of a champion and the skill to match it, even though he's got some ways to go in his growth. He plays very hard. I watched him play yesterday. He goes in for a hard drive, gets fouled. He's going to get 2 shots from the line. Misses shot number 1. We still have a 1-point game. And Nick, for the first time, is going to check in for Jeremiah Gomez. Nick has not seen a lot of minutes because of a broken pinky that he incurred very early in January. It's been 4 weeks ago, though, so we're going to see if he can have at least some shooting opportunities. There we go. I got around there to Matthew. Very nice play with Matthew. Got in really close range to put that in. That's the way to score now. Hard and in the center. Now that finally the tide has changed a little bit. Oh boy, I thought Jonathan had that steal there. He actually came around and got all ball, but I think he got a little bit of his body, not with his arms, but basically came and invaded his space to get that ball. Ref calls that a foul. That's going to be our 3rd this first quarter, and Jonathan Gooch's first. Number 0 dribbling around the top, trying to figure out what he wants to do with it. Nick goes for the steal. Oh boy, they buried an outside shot there to take a 2-point lead on us. So it's 3-5 now. That's flicked over to Jonathan Gooch, who goes right in. Man, that was a beautiful play. That was a beautiful play. Nick skipped that right across the court there. You see how Nick was able to pass that ball all the way across the floor and gave a lane opportunity for Tate Gooch there. He was able to drive that lane hard, pick up the foul. That's the 2nd foul on Peachtree. We have a 2-point game still. Get it! Looks like our shooting woes are also leading over into our free throws. So we do have a problem too. We didn't stay at a Holiday Inn. For those of you who know that commercial, maybe we should have stayed on a Holiday Inn. Nick is harassing the top of the key there. Jonathan comes out to pick up 0. Now it's 0's triple team and goes into the center. They got another look there. They now have a 4-point lead. Nick is shooting from really deep. I'm not sure. That's.
Oh, good job.
Jonathan Gooch comes up with another foul, so we're making things happen here.
Put him in.
This is going to be the last 2 shots of the quarter because there's only 10 seconds left. So he's going to get these 2 shots, I feel certain, but the rest of the teams are going to probably clear the floor because it's going to be the last 2 shots of this quarter. On a running clock scenario, if the time runs out, you're allowed to shoot your free throws. But the game will be delayed until the 2nd quarter. Jonathan Gooch able to hit his first. He's now made this a 3-point game, and by hitting this, he could make it a 2-point game. He makes both.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. There we go. I was wondering why they weren't putting that next extra point up there, and we made both of those. We now have a 5-7 game, as you can see on the scoreboard. It's a 2-point game. I like our chances. We're playing decent defense. They don't have a ton of offensive weapons. We just really need to play solid defense and start having some of our shots fall. Or free throws if we're going to go try to get them at the strike. But I kind of like our chances so far. We've had the similar problems in our previous games where we had to kind of dig deep to get that extra bit. We haven't had that as of yet, but we'll see if Coach is able to draw it out of him today for the consolation game. We're in the consolation bracket now, which is below the top 2 brackets. We're fighting for the last possible prize. I've really enjoyed this tournament, though. This has been one of the best fit tournaments for us, based on the size of our school and the size of the schools we're playing. I haven't been able to find a tournament of this caliber since Nelson County kind of stepped up with the KCSAA tournament a couple of years back. Very nice defensive effort. Jonathan Gooch had the guy covered up. He tried to get the ball down to the paint. Matthew was smartly looking for that. Matthew goes up strong, gets fouled. So we're going to have to earn these from the stripe. It's clear they're willing to foul us down low. We're getting down there to get those looks. Now we've got to finish at the stripe. But Matthew was able to step in front of that pass. He saw that pass coming all the way. The guy had no chance to get that. Matthew comes up with a steal. Gets a foul at the other end of the floor. And looks like George Davis is going to check in for James Davis. And Matthew hits 1 of 2 and makes this a 1-point game. So here we are, a quarter and a half in, and only 1 point separates these two teams. The ball's kicked to the corner, back outside number 0, who makes an intensive 3-point effort. Falls into the hands of Matthew on the rebound. George Davis is going to set our offense up. Kick over to Jonathan Gooch, who's looking, finds Holden. Holden harassed a little bit from the backside and moved his other foot. One foot's got to stay down there on the unusual floor. I'm not a big fan of the unusual floors there. This has got I don't know, like a tiled floor. George is harassing the point guard here. Comes off with a floater and a push to give him an extra shot. That breaks the tight game. Looks like he's going to get that one counted and 1. So this is going to make it a 3-point game. And if he hits his free throw attempt, this will make this a 4-point game. And he does hit it. So we are now 4 points behind. Still plenty of time to go, though. We're only early in the second quarter. This goes out to Jeremiah, who immediately feeds into Holden. Oh, boy, could we see one of those fall? Cannot see one of those fall. We sure need a couple of shots falling. We don't need one of their threes to fall. Jonathan went high with position over number 20 on the Maroon team. Comes down with a rebound, and George looking to test the paint. Gets away with a hop Euro step. And that comes out. And here we go. This is going to be a Jeremiah Gomez shot from the outside. Does not hit. Jonathan smartly gets the rebound and goes back up again by George. And a miss. The air must be thicker in Manchester, and we're not factoring in for that additional air. That's my argument. I'm sticking with it. Maroon team checking on the baseline. Get their offense started. Number 0 taking down the court. Fastly goes in, but he turns the ball over. Matthew has a fast break opportunity. Let's see if he goes all the way in. He does. And he puts in 2. That's a steal and a fast break, too, by Matthew to give us a 2-point game now. So we're much closer, ready to try to tie the game or take the lead with the next shot. We can stop. Number 10 in the corner, though, gives himself a look. Jeremiah Gomez gets a great secured rebound and a much needed one at that. And George is going to see if he can test the offense of the United Christian Academy Mustangs. It's an outside shot by Nick Count. A miss, but a very close. So Nick is actually ready to try to hit his three, see if he can get some scoring started for the UCA Mustangs. And George is going to inbound. Everybody's moving from one side to the next. And Nick carries a three to give us the lead. Boy, that's a shot we've been missing since he got his broken finger. Pinky. Nick is harassing the top of the key there a little bit. I wasn't sure if that was going to come off UCA or against Peachtree, but ultimately comes off against Peachtree. Gabriel Dreger's checking in for Holden Thorne. And we have a 1 point lead, a very tenuous 1 point lead. We need to add to it. Nick just playing catch and shoot, buries another three and gives us now a 4 point lead. Boy, this game went from a 4 point deficit to a 4 point lead in a hurry. With 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the second quarter. Very nice attempt by Jeremiah Gomez there to poke the ball away. Ultimately, does make contact with the Peachtree center. It looks like that's going to be a foul on Jeremiah Gomez, our second of the quarter. Boy, that's a really nice look. Oh, gosh. Would have been nice to get that. Matthew Goat spotted Nick down in the corner. And another push there. Not sure who that's on. Let's see. That might be on Jeremiah Gomez. No, that's actually on Gabriel Dreger. That is our third foul. I don't know how many that is on Gabriel Dreger. Probably his first. Team's third. Two more fouls, and we will be in free throw territory. Great harassment on the top of the key. Great hands by Jeremiah. I thought we had the next jump, but it looks like I was wrong on that. And Gomez, Peachtree has the jump ball, so we get the next jump. Whether that be at the halftime or whether that be the next jump, whichever happens first. Jonathan Gooch is harassing one of the larger fellows on the team, number 11, down in the corner. Ball ends up out of bounds. Peachtree City going to set up on the baseline. They kick all the way out to the top. Number 0, Teston, actually travels. I don't know how he got away with that, but the ref actually said the ball was tipped. And Nick drives right around him and gets a foul on our team. Draws a foul on number 0. Number 0 thought he was being checked out probably because of his foul, but ultimately they checked somebody else out. 0 stays in. They go to Nick. Nick actually takes a little dribble. It's another three. I think Nick's been itching to shoot the ball. That's his third three. He's cracked the game open, giving us a 7 point lead at almost halftime. This is a deep shot and a miss. Let it go out. Good decision. I thought they were going to try to touch that one. That was on its way out. That was going to be UCA ball, and it is. Gooch is going to let George set up our offense here. Ball's kicked out to Jonathan, who dribbles in, gets the ball. Oh, almost went through several hands, ended up in the hands of Peachtree number 1, who's driving pretty hard. Looks like he wants to go in and get fouled, and he does get fouled. Pretty smart play. Realizing that they weren't in great position to stop his drive without fouling. Ultimately, we did foul. Game 17-10 with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. 0 is wide open in the outside. I hate that look. We weren't quite ready for that. Number 0 makes us pay. Great outside shooting. Can't leave him open. We now have a... Look at George. Oh, he gives Oh my goodness, he gives him. No. Sorry, I got caught watching as a fan. There was a lot of action there. Jonathan Gooch actually got 2 offensive boards. The first one was wide open, but it came off the rim, but he got his own rebound there. That was a travel all day. I was going to say, the ref doesn't call that. Going to have to increase his prescription on those glasses. But as it turns out, he sees it. United Christian is going to get the last minute possession with 1 minute and 4 to go. Kick out to Nick again for another 3-point look. Jonathan just comes in and gets yet another rebound. I love this offensive strategy here, whether Nick misses or not. Jonathan has the rebound, so we're getting gold with and without the shot there. Oh, mercy, that was wide open, and somehow, some way, they miss what was a wide open layup. Matthew did recover just a little bit, but it was still pretty wide. Kick out is to Nick. Nick actually sees an opportunity with Matthew. Nick creates his own opportunity. Every single shot Nick has missed has been close. That one was right in and out. 21-13 is the score. That's a good decision.
6 seconds.
We almost fouled there. We let the ball go out. So now,
Matthew, you got 6 seconds. You got to be up.
roll it. Get it. Pick it up. Oh, watching there. Sorry, the ball was all over the floor. Just getting a little nervous. Nick was diving on the ground again to try to pick up a pass that didn't quite make it to him, keep it from being turned over. We have an 8-point lead, ladies and gentlemen. We finally had 3 shots fall in a row. I think that was the difference. Kind of really energized our team. Once those 3 shots went in, it did seem like everything started falling. Our rebounds and putbacks were going in. Got some fast break opportunities. So it's hard to believe we went from down by 4 to up by 8 in the span of really about a quarter. United Christian has a great opportunity to come out of this tournament with 1 win and a great game yesterday against an opponent that ultimately played in the semifinal and was 1 point played in the championship. So we can be proud of the games that we played close, and I have confidence that we will do better as we get used to this tournament, these teams in this gym. And as Coach Davis gets these younger students prepared to play older level ball. Pretty exciting future. Got 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go before the second half starts, and I'll keep the screen on the clock there so you'll know when the second half is about to kick off. Nobody saw it. Nick looks good out there. Yeah. Oh, everything. I'll take that shot too.
Hey, Tate, on that drive, don't drive to the baseline when you're here. Always drive inside. Good game, guys. Good job. Good job. Keep it going.
All right, our second half's about to begin. Coach has tapped the shoulder of Jonathan Gooch, James Davis, Matthew Goat, Holden Thorne, Jeremiah Gomez to kick off our second half action. They run the flex because Peachtree came out in a man-to-man. Goes quickly to Holden, quickly to Jonathan Gooch, and a score. They were both contested pretty hotly, both Holden and Jonathan. They come up. Jeremiah Gomez, all hands on that. He has a fast break opportunity. He dribbles around and goes up with his right hand. And that was a very close attempt right at the rim. Comes away two-handed, and we have a 10-point game right now. The action's live and hot. I think Peachtree must have had a halftime talk. Mercy sakes, I don't know how he pulled that off. Peachtree has a halftime talk. Energized. What happened there was an outside shot. He actually disrupted the shooter by hands-on, and like I said, I don't really know how he made that shot, but he sure did. He fired it in there with the foul. Matthew comes in hard, gets a lot of body contact, no foul. We have a 7-point game, so that 3-point shot. Peachtree changed the position of our team just a pinch. Peachtree fires the ball all the way across the floor, gets it into the paint. And we get contested in the paint. The ball rolls out of bounds. It's going to be Peachtree ball on the sideline near the baseline. It goes out to the top of the key. And number one, Mercy, he gets a shot. Glad that one didn't fall. But the other guy gets a shot, misses. Jonathan Gooch comes up with the rebound. He kicks it down there to George. George gives him the flex look. He wants to start the offense. That was a nice play. They ran flex to one side, it didn't work. The coach instructed the team to run flex from the other side, and it popped open really, really nicely. Jeremiah Gomez gets an open layup. Now Matthew Goat is running hard. He's going to go all the way in. He's going to take the contact, but the ball came off the side of the glass there. Number 11 is doing his best to repeat it at the other end. Comes out, George Davis with the rebound. George comes out here to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to quickly shoot. Jonathan Gooch comes up, gets his rebound and shot. And we got a chance to increase this lead, a 9-point lead right now. Jonathan Gooch is going to have 2 shots to try to increase it. If he hits one, we're going to have exact double-digit 10-point margin here. If he hits both, we'd have an 11-point margin. Right now, 25-16 with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. If he hits the first, it doesn't even hit rim. Double-digit lead right now, 26-16. United Christian trying to take out the early part of the energy that Peachtree had coming into that just out of halftime stage. He hits both, but nope, the ref is not going to allow that second shot. Would have given us an 11-point lead. We're going to have to stay at 10. He crossed the line before the ball hit the rim. The shooter can't cross that line prior to the ball hitting the rim on a free throw attempt. Number one is bouncing around outside the three-point line. He's actually going to go in and try to get a close shot. And number one has really good shooting. We saw that explode. I believe he was in the championship for the shooters. So he was one of their top shooters here. He was a co-champion of the shooting contest, and he and another boy from Temple were co-champions. So I know he's got shot, but what I've seen here today, though, is that if you contest that shot, he doesn't seem to have the willpower to maintain that same shooting with the contest. Boy, they read that. That was a similar play to the play before. What happened there?
You're running the baseline.
Hold on. The action's going too fast for me to narrate here. That was an outside shot. And it's going to be United Christian ball. Nick Counts has come in. I didn't see who he came in for. But now Jeremiah Gomez is also checked in for Matthew Go. This is going to open up our offense here. So they're in, and we're running what looks like a flex play. Oh, that pass was just too weak. Just too weak. Coach is flying down the floor trying to stop what is the layup.
Timeout.
And coach is going to call a timeout. So I'll keep this here. It's going to be a 30-second or full timeout by Mighty Christian. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Coach has made another substitution here. Looks like Holden is in now. Boy, that was a beautiful drive by Jonathan Gooch. He picked up a handoff just outside the three-point line area and drove into the paint. Nice layup right at the goal. Number zero's trying to work his way into getting the shot. Comes off into the hands of number 10. And he hits. So we have two quick exchanges, 2 points. But the margin's still 10. UCA up by 10, 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Running clock here. There's another handoff by Nick, and Nick's going to go in and make himself a almost layup. Comes up with Jeremiah. Mercy, I don't know how that doesn't end up United Christian ball. I thought it'd be a foul or off red, but turns out it was off white. So there must have been contact on the ball, but last touch by UCA. And what we have now is another attempt by number 1. Go in, get to the top of the key, and Nick puts a great hand in the face, really almost fouls, but comes away. Number 1 is going to keep Nick guarded, and we get Jeremiah Gomez open for a nice, oh, how could that miss, but it did. That goes in and out of the hands of, oh, there we go. Surely one of these is going up. Looks like Chase's going to make it, and he drills it. Now that we've got some scoring opening up, maybe we're going to break this Jim's jinx on us, and we have a 13-point lead going into the bottom of the third quarter. Peachtree's played really hard. There was no foul there. I think number 1 just thought he was going to get a foul, and he just sort of stopped playing. He thought he was going to get the foul. No foul call, though, so the ball ends up rolling out of bounds. United Christian ball, 3 minutes to go. James Davis setting up. Going to do another handoff. Handoff here is to Jonathan. Jonathan comes out, flicks a very nice look. Holden gets it. Holden puts it up. Come on. Would have been a nice drop for Holden. Played hard senior year here. Oh, that was a beautiful pass, and we missed it. Oh, no. That's one you want to convert there. That was such a beautiful pass. James actually lifted off his defender and found a wide open Jonathan Goose. So I think even Jonathan was surprised at how wide open he was. And I think we just played it too quickly. He probably would have had time to read War and Peace before he had to shoot that one. It still have been open. But it came off too quickly. We come away without points on that possession, still up by 13. Jeremiah Gomez actually plays defense there. Oops, I better move a little closer to the corner. Plays defense with the arm there as number 10's driving around him. So that's going to be a foul on him, our third of the quarter. 2 minutes to go. Here we go. Nick got a nice touch on that ball. And he feeds Matthew, who is wide open. Great steal. Great decision. Great decision by Nick not to try to make that contested shot, but rather feed the wide open Matthew. Fantastic decision there, and we get 2 out of that possession. Number 1 shows off some of his shooting skills at a shot at the elbow. Brings it back to within 13. Score still maintaining a 13-point lead by UCA. James is looking. And Nick has another 3-point shot fall to break us up with a 16-point lead. This is kind of what we have been needing. And the coach from Peachtree has seen enough. Wants to talk it over with his team. He's going to take looks like a 30-second timeout. More action in 30 seconds. Action coming back. 36-20, 1 minute, 11 seconds. They feed it to the center of the paint. It's double team. Jonathan has to come out, put a hand in the face of that shooter. Oh boy, Jeremiah is probably going to be in trouble. It's got to be at least 3. No. The double team there, I thought it was going to go on Gomez. It ends up going on James, so we're not in foul trouble individually, but as a team we are. We have 4 fouls now. We only have a minute left. The ball somehow pops in and out. Doesn't fall again. Peachtree really was persistent on that possession. Did come away with 2 points. The ball goes way down here in the corner pretty quickly. Nick goes back up to the top. Reset on the other side. Here's Matthew. Matthew's taking a drive and he goes through and Mercy gets the travel. I thought that he would get the foul. I'm not sure what happened there. I can only say it must have either been picking up with the foot or he took too many steps. I couldn't tell he was in traffic there. He might have taken too many steps. Only had 2 after that. How in the world that falls, I don't know. But it sure does. And we went from a sizable lead to only an 11-point lead. So with that shot, we would have gone in with a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. Now we've got a nursing 11-point lead. I like our chances, but with every one of those crazy shots that falls, Peachtree gets even closer and gets more optimistic, I'm sure. So we're going to have to not let off the gas here, keep that foot on the gas, see if we can get our first win. 36-25 your score, exactly 10 minutes to go on a running clock. Clock will only stop in the last 2 minutes of this quarter, and it will stop for any whistle of the referee for things such as fouls, out of bounds, and rebounds. I'm sorry, free throws, excuse me. So we will have a running clock until the bottom 2 minutes. We're 10 minutes away from coming home with the consolation bracket prize, which we'll take at this point since we had a rough first go. Mustangs are stepping back out on the floor. Ref is blowing his whistle. We're about to inbound for the fourth quarter with Peachtree inbounding. Next jump ball, if there is one, is going to go to United. And I got the live stream footage to prove it in case they try to give that to Peachtree. Here we go. It's inside. the elbow outside to the three-point line, and they're going to try to shoot their way out of this. Man, I thought Jonathan Gooch had the better position, but ultimately Gooch gets called with the foul, and Gabriel's checking in for Jeremiah Gomez, and we have Peachtree inbounding. They're going to probably try to shoot their way out of this. Number one has found his rhythm, and I think he's going to be their guy, both inside and out. He's going to try to shoot them out of this problem. As I mentioned earlier, he is the shooter. He proved that by his shooting demonstration during the earlier part of the evening. They're really kind of covering Nick now. Nick, oh mercy, that was a rough decision there. It almost got turned over, but Nick ends up with it, and he makes yet another three. Nick is giving us the breathing room we need. His 12 points are the exact difference in the game right now. 39-27, your score. Here we go. Oh, mercy. Oh, we got a foul.
Go get James. Sub.
James could be in foul trouble. Is that his fifth? Is that his fifth? Okay, he's fifth. Yeah. Yeah, they should have told us before, Coach. They didn't tell us that James Davis was on his, I think that's something they probably should have alerted us to. James Davis was actually sitting on his fourth foul. We did not know it. James Davis is now found out of the game. Number 11 tries to draw a foul, ends up hitting the rim on a poor attempt to try to get a layup. They are really aggressively trying to steal the ball from George there. George manages to get it over to Nick. He gives it back. He hit Gabriel in the corner. Gabriel's going to try to drive in. He loses the ball, gets it back up, passes, but travels before. Once he picked the ball back up, he would have kept 1 foot on the ground. Took a step to make the pass. Not enough. So we might have to defensively play. Our offense is starting to sputter here a little bit. We need to get no shots. The ball gets down low, which is our most exposed area on our 1-3-1, is that little down low by the baseline. Nick's going to take another shot. Boy, we can't dream of having yet a fifth shot, could we? No, we can't. So it's 39-27, still a 12-point lead by United Christian. Number one's dribbling around. He's going to try to shoot his way out of it, as I told you before, and he throws yet another one. Nick with a nice hand in the face, not enough. We now have a 9-point game. 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go. And UCA will have to find some offense, I think, because defense is not going to be enough. And they steal that one. Number 0 steps in, throws an errant pass out to number 11. Jonathan Gooch trying it. Beautiful decision by. Very nice pass. That was Gabe Bridger all day. He manages to get the steal, and he finds Nick on the fast break, and they put in another 2 points. Number 0 is going to shoot his way out of it. They just won't let up. We have got to maintain the pressure. We can't take our foot off the gas. We're in the fourth quarter. We got a 9-point lead. They're playing as aggressively as they possibly can. Matthew has it. Matthew goes back out to Jonathan. Jonathan skips all the way across the floor and finds Nick. Nick almost mishandles it, but gets it back to the top. That was a really deep look by... It was a really deep look there, probably about 2 feet behind the line by George. Jeremiah Gomez is checking in for Jonathan Gooch. Okay, so we have 5 guys on the floor. And we got hands on that ball, not enough to steal it. Number 0 thinks that it last came off of his player, so he attempted to play it. I'm not sure who it was off of, but after he attempted to play it, it's going to go United. A tenuous 9-point lead with 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Coach wants only the best passes here, and he probably would like to work some time off the clock. Well, no time off the clock there. Quick shot. I think there was a steal. Gabriel, I believe that was from Gabriel. He's putting a great fourth quarter effort in here with several steals now. It's at least a second in the last minute. He's going to get 2 shots at the free throw line. He also assisted Nick on the fast break. Now he's got a chance to add to his point total for the evening and hopefully give us a double-digit lead. First one is no good, and that's going to be still a 9-point lead for United Christian with 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go. And what's turning into a roughly a high-scoring affair here. Gabriel decides to try to use the backboard on the second, bounces off into Peachtree's hands, and they're going to look for their shooters here. They have 2 plays here. They have 2 plays, the outside shot and the inside look. We took away the inside look there with a steal, and they knock George down, and Nick picks up and shoots. Number 11 has managed to get the ball and is dribbling down the floor hard. Oh boy, that's an outside look. That's no good. We don't want that. And he actually gets his own rebound. Number 0 playing his heart out. And that's an attempt to go the other way. They're going to fast break down. Jeremiah's going to see what he can do. 2 passes in, kick out to Nick. Nick sets it up. Hopefully coach gets him to set up. I think they should try to drain a little clock here. But that's better than draining clock, increasing the lead. A 12-point lead now by United Christian. Hopefully it's secure now. There's 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go. Number 1's going to take another outside look. His shooting has dried up a little bit. Last couple of attempts not falling for him. Matthew wants to go back and see what he can get out of Nick's 3-point shot. Goes back up. They kick out to Matthew. Matthew looks and kicks over to Jeremiah Gomez, who goes in and pulls back for a very nice look by Jeremiah Gomez. I had some traffic in front of me there, but he kind of dribbled in and stepped back. Got himself a nice 2 points, and we now have a 14-point lead. Starting to feel a little more comfortable. Looks to me like they're not fighting quite as hard anymore. Oh, although I said that, and Nick got ran over by number 11 there. And they're going to bring Nick off because I don't think they want him to get run over with a tape around his pinky. There, it looks like they're going to try to run out this game. Beautiful, beautiful game by all involved. Our United Christian Academy Mustangs. Hopefully we'll see this through with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go and a pretty good-sized 14-point lead at this point. United Christian has scored almost 50 points, and both teams have scored almost 80. A combined 78 points have been scored in this game. And, Holden was waiting for the rebound, but it didn't hit the rim, so ultimately came down in the hands of Peachtree, and once again, here goes the shot. This is just a shoot it up, see what we can do. Number 1 going to make a quick shot. Number 11 sneaks in for an offensive board. Number 1's going to see what he can do again, and they're fighting really hard for quick shots. None of them have fallen so far. And George is scrapping for the ball, and it rolls out of bounds and stays on this side of the floor. And Eli Counts is going to check in and get him some varsity minutes. He's had uniforms and shoes on, ready to be called. He's going to get an attempt. And he's going to get his first rebound. Ultimately, Jeremiah is going to travel. Once your pivot foot is established, pivot foot can't come off the ground. We had a little bit of happy feet there and a quick travel to call. And number 1, a quick shot. Eli's come in and had his presence felt right away. He's come up with 2 rebounds. A minute to go. George really quickly drives around, takes kind of a stepping drive to the basket. They're going to sub. We're under 2 minutes now, so the clock's going to stop for subs and blown whistles. So we have a 1 minute and 9 seconds to go and a 14-point lead. And I think that the coach is really trying to make sure we play good basketball to finish out this game. The shots have finally dried up. Finally. It just seemed like they had a lot of shots falling. That's quickly out to Jeremiah Gomez. He's looking to drive. He's fallen, but he gets it to Holden. He kicks it out to Matthew. Matthew kicks it, and they actually skip to the other side, looking at Eli, see what he can do with it. Eli drives down. And they knock it out of Eli's hands down there on the corner. He was quickly double-teamed. And they kick up to Matthew, who's going to calm him down and try to take him through the last 30 seconds. And they kick over to the corner to Jonathan. Jonathan to Eli. Eli fakes back to Jonathan. Jonathan actually tried to get that to Matthew, but number one spotted that right away and goes in and gets him the layup. It's going to be a 12-point lead by UCA in 20 seconds. Peachtree's going to foul, so to their credit, they're not going to lay off. They're going to play this all the way through the final 18 seconds. They're not in foul trouble right now. They still have 2 fouls to go if they want to get free throw shots, so whoever catches it better be ready to shoot at the line. No, it looks like the coach is going to concede. 15 seconds to go. Coach is just going to concede. And they're just going to pass around the top. So UCA, ladies and gentlemen, with the final 4 seconds, has a win and their first win of the tournament. So we can hang our hat on some good play, taking Vinemont to the fourth quarter in a hotly contested game. We took our second opponent, we don't blank on their names. We took them to the fourth quarter in what was a tightly contested game until both of those lost in the fourth quarter. Lost by sizable margins, but had games going until the fourth. Appreciate all the support, guys. We got 2 more games to close our season out. We got a game on Monday, championship game, NCAA against Madison Academy. That game will be played in White House at Day Springs facility. And then we'll have a game Monday night and close out our season. Close out our season against Missouri England. And that game will close our season out. It's been one of the best and most enjoyable seasons that I can remember recently. They played on probably the most wins we've had since 2022. So I'm kind of excited to see what our UCA Mustangs can do in the next 7 years and in their last 2 games. Hope to see them live streaming on Monday night.